Hi, my name is Harumi Terayama. I dance with Cedar Lake Contemporary Ballet. I was born in Japan and I started dancing when I was 6 or 7. I started with classical ballet and I did that for a while until I came to the States, which was 2000. And I started doing some modern dance and in high school called Walnut Hill in Massachusetts, and then I went to Juilliard. There I learned more about contemporary ballet from teachers and also from my classmates. And then after graduating Juilliard, I started freelancing in New York for a year, and then I joined Cedar Lake. I worked with a lot of people actually for a year. I was really lucky. I started with 9010 dance company, which was in New Jersey, but I rehearsed in New York. It was like a Chinese traditional dance combined with contemporary dance. It was very interesting. And then I worked with Sidra Bell Dance New York and Galim Dance with Andrea Miller, Stephen Pierre, Nilas Martins, and Lar Lubovich. Well, there's a career council at the high school, and they recommended me to go to Juilliard, and I didn't know about Juilliard before I came to the States. It was very famous for music school in Japan. But I got to know about Juilliard and I really liked the city. And also I was starting to be interested in choreography too. So they recommended me to go there. And when I got there, I was really happy that I chose the school. I probably wouldn't have known any of the contemporary dancers and choreographers, what's going on in the world right now. I might have gotten here without going to Juilliard, but I learned so much just being around people who knew a lot of contemporary dance there and showed me a lot of contemporary dance, and I didn't even know Killian when I joined school, so I was like, okay, I was very ignorant. I always wanted to do like classical ballet and join ballet company and, you know, be ballerina, and I feel I would have like missed out so much of contemporary dance. And I probably wouldn't have met a lot of choreographers that I've met if I didn't go there. And also there were a lot of choreographers in my class, and I'm really looking forward to work with them in the future. A lot of them are dancing right now in the companies and freelancing, but I have this dream that I want to collaborate with them. It's really hard right now because I dance full-time with Cedar Lake, but I just choreographed a solo for senior showcase for Juilliard, and I've been talking to my friends to do a project, and maybe in Japan I want to do something, make some connections, and if I have more time, I want to pursue it. I go back maybe once or twice a year, maybe like a week at a time, so it's very short. So it always ends up just meeting my parents and family and maybe a few friends, and that's it. You know, I only did classical there, so I don't really know how it is in contemporary dance world in Japan. I know there's one contemporary company that's supported by the government, apparently. The director is Joe Kanamori. He was in NDT and Lyon Opera Ballet. But I really don't know about dance community there. I know that there are a lot of classical ballet competitions, like everywhere, every month. I don't know, it's a lot more than I used to do. I think it's even less supported than here. It's very hard to live as a dancer. I feel if I say I'm a dancer as a career, they probably wouldn't believe that that's my full-time career. I feel it's more of a hobby. To be able to live just by dancing there is very hard, I think. You need to be either a principal or maybe a guest or something like that. I think they really like when it's when somebody has a celebrity status, they advertise well, and when it's, you know, when people feel like, oh, this is something really popular, then they will come. But I think it's hard to get people when you're not well known, or, you know, they're not very interested. I wanted to experience the company life. I was really enjoying being a freelancer and having getting to know all these people in the city and doing a lot of different works in a short period of time. But I always wanted to be in an environment where I can be with the same group of people and grow together with, and I wanted to grow in one place for a while. So, and Cedar Lake was the only contemporary repertoire company that I knew in New York. Or yeah, there are only few companies in the States that are repertory company, and I think good. And Swan, I did a summer program in Montreal one summer, and Swan came to do an audition there, and so that's how I met him. And he mentioned that I could take class with the company, and I still had one more year of school back then, so I kept in touch with him. I felt, and I feel now also, I feel very lucky that I'm there, and what they can offer me is really great. Great choreographers and good studio, you know, classes every day, and yeah, I feel very fortunate that I have this job, and I can meet these choreographers and really experience how they work in the creation process, and because I'm interested in choreography too, so it's really nice to see how each choreographer work with dancers and how they deal with problems in their choreography, and how they view their art. And each person has a very different way of working, so it's been very interesting to see. The hard part of the company is, I think, you have to be very committed, because it's a long time commitment. It's not like a project where you know it's only two months and you can move on to something else. You're there. You have to somehow work it out. Even if you don't like the piece, you have to make yourself believe in it. And I think it's common. Every rep is not your favorite, you know. So somehow you have to make it work. I was in the second cast, but I really enjoyed working with Didi Veldman. She was from Poland, and also Stanislaus. Stain was very, she had a very strange personality, but I was so curious to know what his brains look like, or like what his thoughts are in his head, because he was so philosophical in the studio, and he would never give you the correction of like, yeah, your hand should be there, or you know, very. It was never like that. It's more like he would give you some stories, and I would have to go to the corner and think about it. But I really enjoyed working with him. And also Ohad Naharin's Decadence is very, because it had been my dream to dance his repertoire, since he came to Juilliard when I was 30 years, and I didn't get to do his piece. I was in Forsyth piece, so I took his class, and you know, I was very inspired by his piece. And also when I took his class, I already had torn my ACL, and I was waiting for my surgery. So I wasn't dancing for like a month, and he came and he taught class, and I heard that he never allowed any observers in class. So I just like talked to him and, oh, listen, I can't move right now, but I can maybe do upper body. And he told me, you know, it's actually healing, so like do whatever you can. And it was just the best experience, like best class I've ever taken. I think what comes naturally for me is something very raw and grounded, I think. I felt when I learned Decadence, I felt very natural to do it. I don't know how I look on stage, but that's how I feel. And I started finding out that I really like acting on stage. But I think the hard thing for me to do is to appeal myself on stage, or being very external and, you know, sell myself in a way on stage. It's very hard for me to direct the energy towards the audience like that. I like more of a being myself, and more internal, and just kind of like pull the energy from the audience instead of projecting out. I feel comfortable in that way on stage. We started touring a lot since this season. When I joined the company last season, we started doing an international tour. So my first international tour was to Oslo to premiere Jo Strømgren's piece. And I think next season we have a lot more tours coming up. So it's exciting that we have more performances now, and I think next season is going to be a lot of repertoires that we been building for the past couple of years. Yeah, it's nice to feel that the name Cedar Lake is getting known very quickly, and my friends in Europe, they talk about it, and when we go to Europe, people come and audition, and yeah, it's very nice to know that like I'm part of the progression of the company. So I bought a bike in May this year, and I started biking here.
Where do you live?
I live Upper West Side on 102nd Street, and it takes me about 30 to 40 minutes to get here by subway, and it takes about the same time with the bike also.
Because you're so far west.
Yeah, so I don't have to walk from 7th Avenue here. And it's really nice. The bike ride is really nice because you see the river and you go right by Riverside Park, and it's really beautiful.
What's your normal schedule, daily schedule? What time do you guys start?
Usually we start at 10. We start class at 10 and start rehearsing around 11:30, 11:40-ish, and we go until 6 o'clock.